Sorry, guys. So the first thing, can you see this presentation?
Yep, I can.
Yes.
Great. Just want to make sure that everything's behaving. I am not a coach, but what I am is a member of an organization with a lot of really smart women. And I like to say that no one of us is as smart as all of us. And really what I'm presenting to you today is a collection of things that I've learned from Laura Haywood, from Rhonda Cimarelli, from Chrissy Key Rollins, from Deb Oral, from Bess. And as I go through this presentation, I'll be calling them out a little bit more specifically as to what I'm tethering them to, takeaways from things I've heard them say that I've applied in my life and had successful results with. And at the end of this presentation, I'm going to be looking to expand this and have a collaborative discussion. Which things are you using that's working for you? What things did you want to add to this list of ideas? But strategies to stay positive during stressful times. I think we can all agree that this situation that we're all contending with has lasted way longer than anybody anticipated. And that in itself can be stressful. But here are some ideas that I have that's really helped me. So the first thing I want to talk about is visual reminders of your dream, and vision boards, which is something I made with Chrissy Key Rollins, quotes that inspire you, and Betty Lee has quotes that inspire her. Picking a word of the year, kind of setting the tone of your whole year and measuring things that you want to do, in your business against that word. Little call out to Bess. If you send your word of the year to Bess, she will make a beautiful postcard and send it to you. And that can be a visual display that you can keep in your workspace. And, completely free, just wants to be supportive of other women in business because she's super cool like that. List of your goals. This is something that I think Joe Navarro said. So ones you've completed that you feel super proud of is just as powerful as the ones you're working on. Because sometimes the ones you're working on are taking longer than you want, or you're hitting roadblocks. It's good to look over it. Hey, look what I've done in the last 12 months of my life. I'm on a great path. I'm going somewhere, and it kind of helps you get back to your center. Okay, guarding your self-talk. So this was actually a really big thing for me because things would happen. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I just did that, right? That would come out of my mouth or be in my thought life much more than I maybe want to admit to, but still, here we are presenting this. So try to stop doing that because it undermines your success. You don't want to self-sabotage. And then purposely make positive statements about yourself to yourself. Well, I actually read that backwards, but it's the same idea. So you're replacing a bad habit with a good habit. That's something that Rhonda Cimarelli talks a lot about, replacing bad habits with good habits. Eliminating self-defeatist comments about your business. And that, happens a lot where you feel like, oh, this is impossible. Oh, Facebook is working against me. These stupid algorithms are holding me back. You should really just stop talking like that. First of all, it doesn't help in any way. And second of all, it gets your mind in that defeatist sort of mindset. And Laura Haywood talks a lot about keeping your mind positive, keeping your thoughts positive, and speaking positively over your business challenges in a positive way. So, sometimes, I'll say, oh, Facebook, you don't want to share my post? Challenge accepted. I'm going to a different platform. But it's just, this whole idea that obstacles are challenges or opportunities for growth. And instead of feeling like you're in a jail cell, feel like, no, you're in an obstacle course and you're going to just figure it out and get on the other side of it. Okay, here's a really important one. You don't have to handle it alone. So getting a coach or a mentor, I kind of recommend that across the board. I know we have friends and family that can cheer us on, but when you pay somebody, they show up consistently. They have great insight because they've got the training. Friends mean well, but their advice isn't always, spot on about your business. I find that the level of expertise that comes from a mentor or coach is worth every penny. But calling a friend or a family member can be uplifting if you're sharing your dream. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this next in my business, and I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about that, and just sort of talking in a positive way with somebody else. And then they can remind you about, oh, well, you did great last time. That I think you're totally set for success this time. That kind of exchange is very uplifting. Um, Sharing your concerns with somebody else can help you feel lighter because you're not dealing with it alone. Now, someone else, even someone who says, hey, I'll pray for you, or hey, I'm sending positive vibes your way, or hey, I believe in you, really helps lighten the load because now you're not shouldering it by yourself. You're kind of sharing it with another person. And then getting an outside perspective can be very insightful. Because people can think of things that you didn't think of. Hey, you know what? Another thing you could, do to tie that together is this or that. And these collaborative discussions happen a lot at the 1099 ladies. That's one of the things I love about coming to these networking events is hearing things like what I'm presenting to you today. And you're like, oh, you know what? I should try to do that. And I make like a note to myself to try to implement. In fact, every meeting I go to, I try to leave with one actionable item. It doesn't happen 100% of the time, but it happens a lot. And because I'm looking for it, I'm growing professionally, I'm growing personally. And that's kind of like what we all want to do. We don't want to be stagnant. We do want to grow. Okay, getting creative. So first thing I want to say is taking a class with Artful Gem. And she's doing something super cool this Saturday where you take your word of your year and you're going to paint it, and then you can display it in your home. But the thing that happens with art, it's not just a thing to do while you drink wine with your girlfriends. It releases like your inner child. It's the other side of your brain from your number side, from your analytical or your pragmatic side. Those It's stress relieving. And then when you have your artwork nearby your workspace or in your home, it uplifts you and reminds you of the delight that you felt while you were making it. Very powerful tool. I dare say life would not be the same without art. It's essential in my brain. Please consider it. Getting back to a hobby that you haven't done in a while. Go listening to live music. That is so wonderful. Or just taking a day trip to the ocean or the mountains, just total change of scenery to go somewhere new. Sometimes when you get away from the familiar setting, your mind is refreshed. New ideas come to you because your brain isn't cluttered with all the cares of the day. You kind of like left that behind, and it opens up your thought life to a completely different new perspective or new creative ideas. Okay, this is a really good one too. Remember, this won't last forever. Right now, this current situation feels like it's lasting forever, but I already see a glimmer of the light, on the horizon here. The one thing I want to announce to you is that even if your situation feels like forever, the only constant in life is change. I was a science teacher in a different life. I used to have that above my blackboard because it had to do with what I was teaching, but it also has to do with your thought life. Don't get locked into feeling things are like a jail cell. It's a temporary situation. It's going to change. It's inevitable. It has to change. It's the way the planet works. This is something, so I'm not a big journaler, but what happens is if I have a really great day, if I have something that's really like, wow, I have a journal that Bess Corveau gave me. It's a really cool one. It has a favorite painting from Vincent van Gogh, Starry Night, on the cover. So I just love this book. As soon as she gave it to me, I thought, what am I going to do with this that's special? Because, I just loved the way it all happened. And so I have a really great day. I will sit down and write out a couple of, hey, this was a great day. And I would document. And so now when I'm feeling melancholy kind of creep up with me, you know what I do? I go back and read through that. And it helps me, push away negative thoughts or stress or just melancholy. It helps me shake it off because it kind of reminds me who I am, what I've done. things I've stand for, lives I've made a difference in. That's kind of what lights me up. And for everybody, it can be different. It's totally fine. But knowing who you are and owning that and feeling good about that is a wonderful thing to do for yourself. And then doing something physical. Deb Oral talks a lot about that. She goes on walks with her dogs. It raises your serotonin level. And she's a big one too for meditation. These are, which isn't movement, obviously, but it's doing something. I should have probably not put the word physical, but it doesn't matter. You get the gist of what I'm saying because I know you guys are smart. Okay, and now I really wanted this to be, I wanted to sort of present sort of a list or get us started, but I really wanted it to be more about what everyone is thinking and feeling. I'd love to hear, of the things I presented, which one kind of stands out to you or something that you've done that's been impactful. And certainly I would love if anyone wants to add to this list of things they've got going on. So I'm going to hit stop share and come over here. There we go. So I went through it kind of quick. So first of all, does anybody have a favorite?
You're still recording.
Oh,